Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, amigos. It's your boy Media. As always, we are back for week six, ready to make some predictions for some, again, fun games that we're going to be seeing Arsenal and Leicester on Saturday. Kicking us off, we're going to see Chelsea playing Brighton as well. We're going to see Liverpool playing Wolves. That's going to be an interesting game, and I just think Liverpool's still going to win. And then, of course, we have United playing Spurs on Sunday. We're gonna first, before we talk about all of those fun games to come. Amigo Ayo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Just a wonderful day for the Republic. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course. Sam, how are you doing today as well? Excited for the coming
Very
games?
thankful. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. Excited. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Let's jump into it, amigos. Like, share, and subscribe. We are about to have our week six predictions for the Premier League. We start with Arsenal Leicester first, happening at 9 a.m. Ayo, what are you thinking about that game? Leicester, you think it's going to be a Jimmy Vardy show, or you think Arsenal's just going to dominate it like they always do?
Oh, this is a game we're gonna play on the front foot. So in terms of like pace, in terms of like Wiley, I don't think Leicester are doing anything on their front line to worry us too much. And so I think, and we're also playing at home, so I think the confidence would be to put our foot on their neck, which I think we can. So I think we're going to dominate possession. The question now is what we're going to do with it. So we are still without Odegaard. We're still without Marino. Trossard just got a red card, and so he'll be out of that game. And so even from me watching the Man City game, I would like to see Nwaneri in that position.
I was gonna ask about
Yeah,
that.
the temptation is to go with Jesus, uh, but I don't think I really want to see us gain control and that technical proficiency. I don't think you can quite get that from the midfield of just Partey and Rice. I don't see that creativity to break lines and to do things the simple way because we've been doing a lot of work off the ball, and I still think we have the quality to make the ball work for us, especially in games like this. The match week we had playing Tottenham away, Atalanta away, Man City away, I can understand those games. For Leicester, I think the model has to change because we finished our game and you could see dead legs everywhere. Like Calafiori was done, Martinelli was cramping all over the place. White was a shadow of his former self. Timber was done. Like Havertz, like I don't know how he was still standing by the time the game was done. And so like it's not just so much that we need to reconfigure before next weekend, but we also have to even take some of these players out. And so we might need to see what Lewis Skelly can do. I think he's actually a really talented player. And it might be interesting to see what a midfield base of Rice and Jorginho, because I think this is a game where Jorginho is like tailored for. When we're going to dictate, we want our more intelligent. Well, that's not a good way of saying it. Our more technically gifted players to run the game. So I'd like to bring Waneri in, and I'd like to bring Jorginho in, and I really do think we could win the game 2-0, 3-0. I really don't see us conceding against Leicester. Like I think there are tiers in this league. I'm being serious. I know I might come across as like facetious or like braggadocious. Like,
Jamie Vardy. Jamie
yeah,
Vardy.
I
Oh
understand.
man. That's like the second Hurling Haaland right there.
Rein- Reincarnated. or,
19th century.
or decarnated. Isn't it like 50?
Exactly.
That's funny.
Yeah, like I'm not saying they're a bad team. I watched some of their games and I appreciate their savviness. You can tell they've been in the Premier League because they know how to manage these moments a lot better. They know how to maximize what they have on offer. But I feel like those kind of approaches, by the time you hit the better technical teams,
Mhm.
you get a lot of diminishing returns. Like they're very wily, but I think they need more than that to get
Mhm.
anything at our home. Like if we were going to them, maybe it might be a little bit more balanced with the state of us, but coming to us, I don't see an issue. Yeah.
In one less than 1 minute, would you put Raheem Sterling in this game?
Saka has to be benched really, so I think this is a good time to show. what Sterling is about. I think the defensive responsibility won't be as much as well. So I think it's also a game for Sterling to find his legs.
You wouldn't play him on the
Uh,
left?
on the
I was
right,
gonna say that I would play him on the left.
on the right. So he'll play on the right.
Hmm.
He'll play on the right. I think we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do on the left, but I hope Martinelli, if he gets a week to rest, he'll be back. So I
Before
think
game
we
six.
would rely on the youth. There's a kid that we're getting through. He's a winger, and so we might try him out. But I think Martinelli should be ready to play on the left again, and I think
Then I'll
Sterling will
put
actually
I
play
would yeah
on
I
the
would
right.
bench
Yeah,
Saka at least,
yeah,
get him some rest time and
yeah.
get him refreshed. Yeah.
Awesome. Amigos, like, share, and subscribe. Let us know about your predictions for that game, Arsenal versus Leicester City at 9 a.m. on Saturday. Sam, we'll move to you. Wolves is playing at home against Liverpool. Liverpool playing away. Last game of the Saturday list of fixtures, 11:30. Seems to me that Liverpool might steamroll Wolves. Do you think so?
I mean, I think eh, I don't see any difficulty in that game, but I also think that's the kind of game that you want to go full force with. So bring in the, I mean, it's a EFL game during the week. Let the other guys play. Maybe let Gakpo, let Nunes play that game, but bring the most consistent team to Wolves. Wolves, we've had history with them. They could be crazy sometimes. So bring in Salah, bring in Jota, bring in um, Luis Diaz. Jota is playing. Is going to be playing his former team. So bring in, let these guys come and just kill the game in four stab. That's what I would like to see. However, I would also like to see a rest time for players like Gravenberch, maybe McAllister as well. So you
In
want to
that
start.
holding position, you want to start Endo?
I want to start Endo in that
Okay.
game.
Okay.
Start Endo in that game. Let's see what 45 minutes looks like for him. And if he gets, if he gets too defensive, we can bring Gravenberch in. But if you play Endo and you play what's this, Curtis Jones, you play Curtis Jones, you should have a little bit of fluidity from the rear going forward. But keep the front three so they can kill the game. Hopefully, with those two guys in midfield. So I think it's gonna be a win. I don't see any difficulties. I mean, I don't see us not winning the game, but I see some level of competition challenge going into it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Wolves
Interesting. All right, go
are
ahead.
super light. I watched them, and I mean the game I watched, they played well for the first like 40 minutes, but like probably like 60 minutes. But after that, they were like lambs. The Wolves turned into lambs, and are led to slaughter, and they're in trouble. Uh, I don't think they have the squad depth to handle or to push on from anything. I think they really are in trouble. I don't know what their injury situation is, but they seem very very light. Like if you can't see out a game because your squad is so light, even if you're playing well, like you have a problem. And yeah, it's interesting, but upsets, especially one-off tournament games. But you got a fit good squad, man. I can see you hammering both with two different lineups. Right?
Yeah,
I think that mid game is a game for Elliott. Let's see what he can do as well.
he's injured though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it would
Okay.
have been nice to have him replace Salah a little bit, but I
Mhm.
think Chiesa is good. Put him on either of those two games. Let him start. I would like to see him in the Premier League, not the EFL,
Mhm.
or maybe have him in the EFL. Then let Salah play against Wolves.
Amigos, like, share, subscribe, especially Liverpool fans. Let us know about what your thoughts will be, predictions for that game. We would like to read them. Of course, my boys, Manchester United plays Spurs on Sunday.
Hmm.
Highlights of the weekend, 10 a.m. game. It's going to be an interesting game. I feel like United's lineups are becoming an anticipation for me now because of how broad the attacking team is, and also who's been playing well versus who is not, and seeing if Ten Hag's going to have that whole favoritism situation happen again. I personally think he should have played Rashford this weekend after scoring 2 goals against Barnsley. I think he should have played Rashford on the right, Garnacho on the left, and see what they can do. And if he doesn't do well, then you can bring in Ahmad again, and now you have a reason to put him on the bench. I don't think after a striker scores 2 goals with the caliber he is and with the confidence he's showing on the right side of the field, by the way, you then drop him. I
So I
personally
have a my thoughts
don't
on
think
that
so.
is I feel like it's something they had discussed earlier. Like
Yeah, yeah,
we have two
absolutely.
games coming up. Marcus, you're gonna play this game, and we're gonna rest you for the next game, regardless of what happens. So I feel like that's why Rashford and Rashford was just on fire on that other game, personally, because I don't see it as well. How would a player be outstanding just a couple of days ago, and now you put him on the bench? So when you look at his facial reaction, because the camera kept showing his face, it wasn't bothered at all. I really think it was totally planned out before the previous game.
Yeah,
So good. I would have changed that plan based on how the outcome of that 7-0 game was. But to your point, yes, Ten Hag is known for planning ahead, which is not a bad thing. But as a coach, something I've learned personally myself, it's okay to be flexible,
Yeah,
especially if
but
your
you also
player
don't want to
earns it.
disappoint the other guy that
Mhm.
you've told that hey, you're gonna play the next game.
and in Ahmad's defense, he was exceptional. His
It
final
Absolutely.
was
action, which for his age, that's the issue. For players like that, final action can be improved. Understanding the timing of when to pass,
end product.
and
Yes.
yeah, that needs work. But in terms of his runs, his anticipation, his one-on-one ability, he's a great talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So media, we haven't really. I don't think we've heard from you. Amigos haven't heard from you. Is this gonna be a win for y'all? One, and two. What do you
Just
think about Zerski? Do you think he's just unlucky or Premier League is not for him?
Sam,
Before I give my comments,
Amelia was trying to
I go
dodge the
ahead.
question. He was trying to dodge. He was being very stealthy. He was about to close us out. I actually even saw him. He was getting the curtain. He was about to like put it over.
We
So
got
thank
All
you
him.
right.
for letting it slide. Yeah.
On that note, amigos, thank you so much for your time. We will talk to you all soon. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god,
No, I'm just kidding. I
the
will
stones
definitely
on
give
this man.
my thoughts on both points. Point number one: will we win this game? By a goal, yes. By a
Fair.
goal, yes. I think we can. With the
You
way
just
we are
think
playing and Spurs being Spurs lately, I think we can win this game, especially playing at home. I think we can win this game.
Oh,
Now,
you had 3-0 down at home the other day.
I say that, and then you have Spurs coming playing away and having a system that Tenka needs to be able to break down. It goes back to his selection again. I'm looking forward at 10 o'clock to find out what his selection is. Because to answer your second question, I was having a conversation with another coach of mine, a friend of mine, very close friend of mine. He was actually with me the whole weekend when we won the tournament with the girls. He's my assistant coach for this season. He's gonna have his girls again in a couple of weeks, but we joined forces and came together to help the girls, and we did very well. I was having the same conversation with him because he's a Manchester United fan, and
Oh, we need to
we
have
have
him on the show then as a guest.
I might talk to him about that. We'll see. We like to. You would love to hear his comments too. He's a student of the game. He really understands the game as well. And we're having the same conversation. And my question to him was, why did we buy two strikers that are not prolific? Why did we buy them? Why? These players are not prolific. They're not known for their proficiency in front of goal.
who are the two
They're
strikers?
Xerxes and Rasmus Hoyland.
Okay.
They're not known for being prolific. Now, Xerxes has a special talent, right? He connects the play. He knows how to connect with the players, and he arrives in the box well enough that he can get a goal or two. But he's not prolific. He's just not. Hoyland loves the ball played through the channels, and he runs into it. He doesn't always score all the time, or he tries to create chances on his own. He's not one of those where we create chances, which again that has improved with United. We actually creating a lot of chances now. But at the same time, it's one of those things where Are they going to put the ball at the back of the net when we need to? I question that. Why would you buy those two players? So Xerxes, I'm not so sure yet. I'm not. I'm gonna give him this season because it's his first one as a pass. Next season is the season I'm gonna start really judging him based on his experiences and based on his performances. Aya, your thoughts?
I don't think he bought either. I mean, Russman maybe, but I don't think he bought Xerxes to be an out and out striker. I really do think he brought him to be more of a Firmino the role.
Mm,
And the goal is because I do think when he said he wants this team to be very fast in transition, I still think in the heart of hearts, when the team is mostly fit, that is still what he wants. And so if you look at a lot of times when they're transitioning, most of your threats come from your wing, right? He wants them to finish. Even Fernandez, to some extent, he wants him to come in from out to in. What's it called when he's making some of his runs? And a player like Xerxes is supposed to tie that together when Fernandez is free to do what Fernandez does, a fit Fernandez. Xerxes is the one that ties it all together. And so in that respect, I can see it. I think the problem this season is that the wingers are not as prolific, or I guess as reliable as we would expect. It's expected for Ahmad. It's a little bit disappointing for Garnacho, but he hasn't had that consistent game time and you hopefully come into his, and hopefully if Rashford can rediscover his form, like their profiles are players that can do this. You know, go in into space, take one on one, make a little bit of separation and shoot. And if it comes together, Xerxes would tie it in. You could ask why he didn't just go for route one. I think because he already had Hoyland.
mm.
Because Hoyland is more in the mode of a traditional, what's it called, striker, and they paid so much money for him, and so I think they're keeping him as that. But I think the primary style of play would be to activate the wingers on fast transitions, and they just need some time to figure that out. Yeah.
All right, for YouTube, starting with you, Mide. This is a bonus one. Just say yes, no. Who's gonna win? Chelsea, Brighton.
Ooh, it's a draw.
It's a draw. Fair. What
2-2.
about you, Ohio?
Who's at home?
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Chelsea have speed. They do have speed. Uh,
Brighton does too. Brighton
they
does
do.
too.
Welbeck
I
is
would
out.
say the weakest part of Chelsea is their defense. And like so when you start like asking too many questions of the defense and the goalkeeper, I can see them having issues. But their offense, I don't I think Brighton are the same. Like I think Dunk is a little sus. Like
And Webster.
yeah, they're a little sus. So this could be a bloodbath in Chelsea's what's it called perspective attacking, but I can see Brighton making it difficult because their coach is good. So
Mm.
it's too hard to call. I think we're reaching this place where it's like until we get to like week 10, it's like for a lot of teams, especially in the middle of the pack, it's hard to get a sense of where they're at. Like you see West Ham for like 60 minutes in a game, you think maybe there's something there, and then you see the other 30. Same thing like with teams like Wolves, like Brighton. Like because I think Brighton were lucky when it came to us, so I'm not willing to give them credit just yet. It's still like some residual like angst there, but it's no love lost for Chelsea either. But their offense is serious. I can see them really scoring a ton of goals, but I can also see them conceding
Amigos,
goals. Yeah. Mhm.
we're excited for week six as you are as well. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts. We are so delighted to have had you here today. Thank you so much for your time. We will talk to you all soon. As always, amigos, stay positive. Take care.
Adios, amigos.
Yeah.